New life brings hope for a Laurel, Mississippi family. Anna Nicholson opened up her home and her
Good afternoon and welcome to Take 30 News. We are live. I'm Anna Elizabeth Bies.
And I'm Jared Shields.
Those stories first, and they're coming up. But first, a Starkville man has been charged in connection to a homicide Friday night.
Saturday, Starkville police charged 27-year-old Henry Neal Jr. with conspiracy to commit murder. According to the police, officers responded to calls about shots fired at West Main Arms Apartments at the intersection of West Main Street and South Long Street. The body of a deceased man was discovered in the driver's seat of a vehicle with a gunshot wound. Oktibbeha County Deputy Coroner Billy Miller later identified the victim as 33-year-old Blackjack resident Joseph Turnipseed Jr. Anyone with any information into this incident is asked to contact the Golden Triangle Crime Stoppers at 1-800-530-7151. More cameras in more places. The city of Starkville will soon begin implementing the first phase in a plan to expand the system of surveillance cameras throughout Starkville. According to the city technology director Joel Clements, the new cameras are an upgrade to Starkville's existing camera system. The current system relies on cellular signals that are sometimes interrupted, but the city has worked with Max South Broadband to make new hardwired connections for the upgraded system. The plan will see up to 40 surveillance cameras in Starkville over the next 5 years. In national news, lawmakers say that an agreement in principle was reached to avoid another government shutdown at the end of this week. During negotiations, Democrats dropped some of their demands to limit immigrant detention to help settle the deal. The deal includes $1.375 billion for 55 miles of border fences and omits a new cap on immigrants detained within the United States. House Appropriations Committee Chairman Nita M. Lowy says she hopes the negotiators will have a finished product by Wednesday. The deal must be written into legislation, passed by the House and Senate, and signed by the President to avoid another shutdown.
According to numerous sources, for the first time in the U.S.'s history, the national debt reached $22 trillion. When President Trump took office in January of 2017, the debt was $19.5 trillion. It has been rising since the $1.5 trillion tax cut bill that was passed in addition to an increased spending on military and domestic programs. While this number seems high, it has been rising for many years. Former Ohio Republican Governor John Kasich tweeted yesterday. This photo was taken February 3rd, 2016 while campaigning in New Hampshire. Our national debt has swelled to $22 trillion in that time. That's $3 trillion more than in only 3 years. This is out of control. Though disputed by some, the Trump administration is confident that the tax cuts will help the rising debt. Still, some budget experts warn that a continuous rising debt allows the government to be at risk and could make it harder for them to respond to a financial crisis through tax cuts or spending increases. Stay tuned. When we come back, we will take a look at how one girl is sharing her story to raise awareness for a hospital. And later on this Valentine's Eve, we look at the loving bond between a mother and her child.
You know the scene in those popular TV crime shows when the investigators show up? The one where they scratch their heads while trying to figure out who committed the homicide and when? At Mississippi State University, we're solving mysteries behind real-life crime scenes with forensic research that's a first of its kind. Teaming with microbiologists from around the country, we're examining microscopic bacteria that can help solve real murders. So far, our partnership with a major metropolitan medical examiner is yielding results with more than 200 real-life crime samples analyzed. We're learning how microbiomes change and relocate, uncovering evidence in criminal investigations by better pinpointing time of death. Way more exciting than being a TV detective. We're finding crucial answers when they're needed most. Solving mysteries with science, that's worth watching.
Welcome back, everyone. The telecommunications company C Spire and Mississippi State's Research and Curriculum Unit Center for Cyber Education have teamed up to form a new partnership called the C Spire Software Development Pathway. Starting in the fall of this year, the new program offers a 2-year high school curriculum based around software development as well as 1 year in community college. Officials estimate that this program could boost the amount of Mississippi graduates qualified for software development jobs by more than 90%. This program will be funded by C Spire in its first year and partially funded by the company through the second and third years. Mississippi State University's Museums and Galleries Committee is hosting its Science Night at the museum for the 3rd year in a row. The event is free for all and consists of activities and tours of Hillman Hall and the Cobb Institute of Archaeology. The event allows attendees to learn about Mississippi State's different programs in many various fields. A reception will be held at 6:30 p.m. to commemorate the unveiling of Cretaceous Mississippi Panorama and murals showing the geological history of the Starkville area from around 65 million years ago. According to geology instructor and committee chair Amy Mo Hoffman, a mosasaur donated by the E. Montgomery family of Starkville will also be displayed at the event.
Many parents know the feeling of joy that comes with the birth of a child, but a few also know the fear of hearing that their child needs surgery just hours after birth. But for one family, that child is now a healthy 9-year-old girl who is sharing her experience with others.
I already had heart surgery, but there's people in Le Bonheur that are having it right now, and I want those people to have enough money to keep going, and I just want to help them.
Claire Russell was airlifted to the hospital just hours after her birth and had heart surgery when she was just 3 days old. Now she helps raise awareness for Le Bonheur Children's Hospital. Last week she visited State DM's Dance Marathon fundraiser for the hospital.
Now this dance marathon behind me started at 3 p.m. and will last until 12 a.m. in an effort to raise money for Le Bonheur Children's Hospital.
This was Claire's first time at the Mississippi State Dance Marathon. She spent her time playing games and dancing with attendees and organizers while helping raise awareness for the hospital. Claire said her favorite part of attending events like this is getting to meet everyone.
I like when I just hang out with people because it always puts me in a good mood. Just seeing everyone's faces and seeing smiles on their faces as they raise money for Le Bonheur, it just makes me happy to see them happy to be helping Le Bonheur.
According to State DM, over $92,000 has been raised of their $109,000 goal. Of that, around $20,000 came directly from the dance marathon. For more information on the dance marathon or fundraising, you can visit statedm.weebly.com. When we come back, we'll get a look at our Campus Connect forecast, and we take a look at staying motivated in the gym year-round.
It's hard to fathom. By the year 2050, Earth will be home to 3 billion more people than today. And with rising populations and dwindling resources, one of the most pressing questions is a stark one. How will we feed everyone? At Mississippi State University, we're preparing a meal table where there's a seat for all of us. As one of the nation's leading research universities, our scientists are deploying technology to enhance crop production, developing vaccines to protect aquaculture, working to boost water resources here at home and in communities around the globe. And by partnering with the League of International Universities and the United Nations, we're guaranteeing that global food security is a priority for years to come. As our world grows, so do the challenges. But when it comes to how we will feed everyone, rest assured, Mississippi State has all options on the table. Have you ever thought about what it would take to eliminate one of the most dreaded illnesses of the year? At Mississippi State University, we're dreaming big, fast on the heels of scientific discoveries that will lead to the prevention, diagnosis, and treatment of flu and other illnesses. For researchers, the biggest challenge is keeping pace with viruses that are constantly evolving to become more contagious. But at Mississippi State, we have the upper hand. Our scientists are working with teams around the world to predict when and where new viruses will emerge, combining forces to create flu vaccines before epidemics actually hit. That's because, as a premier research university, we believe it is our responsibility to help improve the lives of those around us. And we're working hard to help create a world where the flu is something children will one day read about in history books.
Welcome back. We've been seeing some warmer weather recently. Let's take a look at our Campus Connect forecast and see what we can expect for the rest of the week. Temperatures seem to change between the 50s and 60s for the next few days. Chances of rain begin starting Friday and stretch into the next week. Today we have a high of 58 degrees and a low tonight of 38 degrees. For tomorrow, the high should be around 64 degrees. Currently it is 54 degrees outside with a 44% humidity. To stay updated on the most recent weather forecast, remember to visit weather.msstate.edu. Starkville Academy 5th graders got a chance to learn a little more about the work of weather scientists last week. Mississippi State University professor and climatologist Michael Brown visited Starkville Academy and launched a weather balloon with the students. Brown explained to the students that the balloon would go around 8 miles high before it popped, and that they expected the balloon to reach Birmingham before it comes back down. The balloon launch is part of the Vortex Southeast program, which works to collect weather data and helps researchers learn more about storm formation.
You know, Jared, spring break is right around the corner, and that means the number of attendees at the Joe Frank Sanderson Center is increasing.
Take 30's Isaiah Smith shows us how one student continues to stay motivated besides just for spring break.
Shelby Davis, a senior at MSU, has continued to succeed at her fitness goals, but it did not come easy. She says it took motivation and just getting started to conquer her fitness goals. Not just for spring break and not just for the summer, Shelby has maintained her fitness goals all throughout the year.
I don't know, I like going in and lifting weights. It makes me feel strong and feel powerful.
I think that being fit, year-round and making a habit out of it is rewarding just because it's a lifestyle, and being proud of yourself for more than just 3 months out of the year or working toward a goal, just making it a lifestyle and a constant change.
That's right, a constant change. Here are a few tips to help you out to make that change. 1, seek out a goal. 2, stay committed to that goal in yourself. And 3, always remember that you can do it.
You have to go to the gym. Like the biggest thing is, just starting and making it a habit to go. Like I said, making it a habit to go. Make yourself, you have to, you have to be your own motivation. Other things can't motivate you. If you want to work out, then do it for yourself. Do it because it feels good. It really feels good to be just overall healthy. So I'll also think going in with a plan. Don't go in and not know what you're going to do. Don't go in and just kind of walk around and not know what's going on. You need to go in with a plan and with a mindset so you'll be the most productive that you can be.
Thank you, Isaiah. Well, for more information about getting involved at the Joe Frank Sanderson Center, visit urec.msstate.edu. Don't go away. We will be right back with Take 30 Sports just after the break.
It's a simple idea. Knowledge that transforms lives shouldn't be limited to those on a campus, but extended to any and all who want or need it, wherever they are. At Mississippi State University, we've been making that possible for more than 100 years through the MSU Extension Service. What began as an effort to extend the latest research to farmers has become something much more. Today, we're helping Mississippians from all walks of life, giving them the tools they need to build a brighter future. We're sparking the imagination of students around the state and inspiring the next generation of doctors. We're helping rural communities find their way to the internet and connect to the world at large. And we're teaching families how to lead healthier lives in ways both big and small. MSU is standing firm in its commitment to that one simple idea: extend the knowledge that transforms lives wherever they are.
I'm Troy Moling, your host of Farm Week. Join Leighton Spann and me on MSTV every morning. We'll have your latest agricultural news and bring you interviews with experts at the forefront of the ever-changing farming industry. Plus, see what's on the menu in our weekly Food Factor segment and make your plants pop with Southern Gardening. Join us for Farm Week, where fresh stories grow.
Good evening. Thanks for tuning back in. I'm Brevin Luckett. Last Friday, Mississippi State softball opened their 2019 campaign with a doubleheader against Middle Tennessee State at News Park. The Bulldogs immediately took control, stepping on the gas pedal and never letting up. 2 home runs during the bottom of the first, one from Mia Davidson, making that her 20th home run of her career, and from junior transfer, Fa Leilua, making a bold and strong statement with her first plate appearance of the season with a nice hit to the middle. Sarai New heads toward the first base, and later Kat Moore makes a smart move, allowing her to make first base as well. Mia Davidson and Grace Fagan work together to increase the Bulldogs' lead. And the Bulldogs keep it going as Bevia Robinson makes a breakthrough and grabs another run for the Bulldogs. It's the bottom of the third, and Taylor Kelly slides by not just one, not just two, but 3 Middle Tennessee State defenders, leaving the Dogs to improve with the final score being 6-1. The Dogs are headed to Mexico this week to compete in the Puerto Vato College Challenge. Mississippi State's women's basketball has a chance to host the NCAA women's basketball tournament this year. Take 30's Chris Carr has more information coming up.
As the season progressed, fans have witnessed the Bulldogs scratch and claw their way to the top. As a result, the girls are now predicted to be the #1 seed in the Albany region during the NCAA women's basketball tournament. But the real question is, will the Bulldogs host the first and second rounds?
I started putting a bid in, or thinking about a bid, in July. I will send out an email to a couple of people on our staff to give them heads up. This is even before the season starts, saying if there is a possibility that we think we might be a very good basketball team, let's start the process now.
The Bulldogs are now 10-0 in conference and are working hard to make sure that they stay on top of things. Staff members are confirming locations, making sure that costs are taken care of for tickets, and reassuring others that this could be the year that the Bulldogs host the first and second rounds of the NCAA tournament.
So now, here it is, February. The last day that I could put a bid in for the NCAA was January the 18th. So by that time, there's a lot of paperwork that has to go into it, whether it's putting the bid in as how much money we think tickets will cost. So we have to look at that, how many people we think will come to the games, what days we would like to play, whether it's a Friday, Sunday, or Saturday, Monday. Who else will have events in our town during the time of the tournament, which is March 22nd through the 24th.
The Bulldogs are on their 12th winning streak as they prepare to play the Missouri Tigers Thursday at 8:00 p.m. With 6 more games to go, plus the SEC tournament, individuals are working behind the scenes to ensure a successful tournament.
Hoping the Bulldogs continue their success, get ready to pack the hump March 22nd through the 24th. MSU's lacrosse team defeats number 4 Louisiana Raging Cajun 8-7 in a matchup Saturday morning. The team would continue to have a great day as they faced off against the University of Tennessee at Chattanooga's lacrosse team. After a tough matchup, the Bulldogs closed out the match 10-8, which led to them having a 2-0 record on the day. The Bulldogs look to keep this winning streak up as they start off the month of February 3-0. The University of Southern Miss faces criticism from fans once Art Briles applied for the position of offensive coordinator. Briles was spotted on campus of the university Monday, February the 4th. The university issued a statement that Wednesday letting the public know that Briles had not been selected as a candidate for the job. Although many in the USM fan base seemed opposed to the idea of Briles even being hired, their head coach was disappointed by the university president, Dr. Rodney Bennett's decision to not hire Briles. Talk about a tough decision. Kyler Murray, the 2018 Heisman winner from the University of Oklahoma, would be the first person to be the first-round draft pick for both the NFL and the MLB, according to the Elias Sports Bureau. He was drafted by the Oakland Athletics in 2018, but decided to play quarterback for Oklahoma based on his statistics as a quarterback. ESPN draft analysts projected him to be the first-round pick for the NFL draft. He released this statement Monday morning regarding which career he will pursue. Moving forward, I am firmly and fully committing my life and time to becoming an NFL quarterback. Football has always been my love and passion my entire life. I was raised to play QB, and I am very much look forward to dedication 100% of myself to being the best QB possible and winning NFL championships. I have started an extensive training program to further prepare myself for upcoming NFL workouts and interviews. I eagerly await the opportunity to continue to prove to NFL decision makers that I am the franchise quarterback in this draft. The women's basketball team is representing the USA team in the 2019 Summer World Championship University Games taking place in Naples, Italy. They were chosen for this honor by the United States International University Sports Federation. The events are taking place July 2nd through the 12th. Bulldog fans are invited to attend and watch the women's basketball team compete. Registration has been extended to March 15th. To find out more, visit hellstate.com. Stay with us. More Take 30 News after the break.
Flight. It's driven mankind's dreams for centuries. The ability to soar above the earth, to travel to faraway places, to connect distant points. Manned flights to the moon and space were once the stars for which we reached. Now, unmanned aircraft are the future. At Mississippi State University, our teams are developing unmatched unmanned aircraft systems for an array of critical applications. We're so good at it, the Federal Aviation Administration named MSU a Center of Excellence in the field, asking us to lead the team that's creating the operating regulations for unmanned aircraft systems worldwide. So essentially, we're writing the flight plan for an industry that is the future. Our work means better information, more opportunity, and limitless horizons for you. The sky really is the only limit.
To Take 30 News. On this Valentine's Eve, we leave you with a love story of a miracle child and their mother. Take 30's Allison Humphrey takes us to Laurel, Mississippi for the story.
In 2015, Anna Nicholson found out she was expecting a baby girl and named her Macy Lane.
She was 21 weeks, so 19 weeks early, and she weighed 1 pound and 13 ounces. She stayed alive for 2 hours, which was enough for me and my husband and my mother and his mother and my father-in-law and my father to love on her, let her know she was loved.
But miracles do happen. In 2016, Anna and her husband welcomed their son, Trace, into the world. In 2019, they got their second miracle. Trace will become a big brother.
Macy's due date was September 21st, 2015. And whenever my doctor, I had asked her, I said, do we have a estimated due date on when this one's going to be here? And I was thinking October, and to my surprise, she told me that September 21st, 2019 would be my due date for this one.
The relationship of a mother and child is truly an unbreakable bond. For Tate 30 News, I'm Allison Humphrey.
Anna hopes that her story will bring hope to other women. Well, that is all we have for today. Exciting news though, Jared. The MSU Bulldogs baseball team kicks off their season this Friday against Youngstown State. So mark your calendars. It's the new dude. It's going to be opening, and the Bulldogs will take on them this weekend.
Well, thanks for watching, everybody. And you can catch our Thursday crew live tomorrow on MSTV at 4. Have a great night, everyone. I'm Jared Shields.
And I'm Anna Elizabeth Buys. Thanks again for tuning in. We'll see you next week.